Hi guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Class Prefects. The world is in a kind of crazy place right now, and something that's really been helping us on the show keep grounded and keep mentally secure is meditation. I know most people are not too familiar with meditation, but there are apps like Headspace and Calm that you can use, and I just want to start this episode with a brief meditation just to ground everyone and to give you a break, hopefully, from everything that's going on. So you can pause this, go to a quiet room, and it should take you about 2 minutes, 3 minutes at the most, just to get your head like in a calm space. And if you've had a hectic week, this hopefully helps you. So let's begin. I'd like everyone to pause, take a deep breath, and place your feet flat on the floor. Really feel your feet in contact with the ground underneath you. Now place your hands on your stomach and take 2 to 3 deep breaths, noticing your stomach rising and falling in and out with each breath. When you feel comfortable, you may close your eyes. Now, as you keep breathing deeply into your stomach, breathe in and hold it for a count of 5. Then hold your breath for a count of 5. And breathe out slowly for a count of 5. Now you're going to repeat this 5 times. And you can pause here to complete the 5 tries. Once you're done, I'd like you to slowly bring your attention back to the room, noticing the sounds around you, and begin to open your eyes. Thank you for joining us for this brief meditation, and we hope you feel more relaxed. You can look into apps like Calm, CALM, and Headspace that have more meditations like this, and some go longer for up to 30 minutes to an hour. So thank you for joining us for this, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been a long time since we left you without some dope podcast to step to. Yeah, where we have returned. And due to unforeseen circumstances, we had to. This is when the pandemic, guys. Things are hard, things are expensive, data finishes faster. I don't know what's going on, but we're here, and thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for everybody who has shared and listened and commented. We really appreciate all the love and support. And we are back. This episode might run a bit long because we have a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't live around here.
that is no concern
Hey
of mine.
everyone. Introduce me, Joe.
So,
wow.
today,
Hey guys.
everybody knows who you are. We have no guests.
Wow. Okay, what's popping?
Apart
Hey
from the
guys.
Holy Ghost. So let's welcome the Holy Ghost, guys. Anyway, so guys, thank you guys for coming back. Today we don't really have like a topic per se. We're just going to run down.
You're not organized?
But you are not organized. Don't know about. Okay, I have a website. So we're just going to.
Wow.
We're going to run down everything. We're going to run down all the juicy gist that we missed the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Whose fault?
Time is a concept. Time is a social construct. It can be 2 days. We saw it 2 days ago.
1,000 years is one day in the hands of the Lord.
Yeah.
In the hands of the Lord.
Yeah. Welcome, Holy Spirit. So yeah, we're going to start with some shout out. Did you shout out Biodo already? After scamming us with a fake
No.
call. But I think it might have been his friend. I don't know,
No,
Biodo
no.
or his friend or whoever called us last
Frank
time and
called me
said,
and
"Thank
said he was
you."
a fan, and he ended up being the same person that I know.
Well,
Love you, Biodun.
and on the last episode, my lovely advertising voice lets you know that there was a link below called SHUKRAN where you can donate money to us to support. And we have our first donation.
Dun, dun,
Yay!
dun.
If I have
Frank,
to
Frank,
set
Frank, Frank.
production beat, will be here. If not, just
Wind chime, wind chime, wind chime.
I don't know if you want us to say your name.
It
So
starts
I'm
with
not going to
D.
say D. D from a European country.
D
They
money,
might not
go
be
be
able
you.
the money. Yeah.
The money.
Yeah.
D money, thank
Thank you
you
so
for
much.
putting a coin into my purse.
And he also sent a very nice message.
You will
and he
never
said
lack.
that,
You will never
amen,
lack. See, let me
amen.
tell you, this money, I'm going to use and pop bottles
Yeah.
in the
And
club.
no, we're not doing that. We're putting it in the business. I beg you, please. You can take.
I'm taking my cuts and I'm
Okay.
putting this into my.
Well,
D
good for
money,
you.
thank you. If you're listening to this, thank you for donating. God will
Thank you so
it
much.
will multiply.
Yeah,
Amen.
D,
In
thank
the
you.
passage, in the parable of the Bible, that's the one that
The sower.
the one that they put. Yes, I think he put some seeds inside one place and
Good soil.
plenty
So we are
things
good
ahead.
soil.
Yeah.
Those of you
Thank
giving to
you
other people, that's
for
rocky soil.
throwing your seeds
Yeah.
my way.
Yeah, thank you so much. And he specifically said that he listened to the Stranger Fruit episode, which was an episode about racism, which has been doing very well actually.
D money, are you
And he
single?
said he was
Ladies, I
very-
hope you are listening. This is a man after God's own heart.
Yeah, he cares about what matters. So the Class Prefect dating service coming in 2021. Membership fees are only $50 per week.
Yes, so stupid.
So thank you, D, for the donation and for your comments on the Stranger Fruit
I feel
episode.
so poor.
If
See,
you
I really
have-
wasted 3 minutes.
Michael,
Somebody,
you will not have taken 3 minutes if you stopped interrupting the broadcast. Okay?
please give me money.
So, if you haven't listened, I feel like I'm Ryan Secret and I'm dealing with like Tammy Roman now. Can we be organized?
Wow, yeah.
And like
I'm
focus
not
on-
going to talk the rest of the episode. This will be you here. They think you're a mad person. Oh yeah,
So,
continue.
if you haven't listened to Stranger Fruit, check it out. Episode about racism, very informative. Informative or informative?
I don't know, I'm Tammy Roman.
But she's smart now. She sells bonnets. Very informative. And that was one of the episodes that we really,
Hit it. Break their
It's the sound
eardrums.
effect. I might not be able to do it in post. We have a short turnover time. So thank you for everything. We've said thank you like 50 times. But let's kick off with the show.
If you feel inspired also to be
also
like
tip
D-Money,
us. If you want to be like D-Money and get shouted
I
out,
will praise your name.
we won't praise your name because you're not Jesus, but we will thank you on the show. If you want your name to be included, you can state that.
If you want an Oriki jingle.
Who's Ricky? Isn't that the spa?
But Oriki, like all this like praises, like all this talking drum type of praise. All this go boom, 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 boom. Hey, let me not.
I don't deal in
Let
the
me-
occult. I beg.
Well, it's a Yoruba tradition which is not occultic. Do not offend.
Not
the
occultic
Yoruba-
to you and to Beyonce. I'm not an Orisha priest.
Please
Girl.
excuse me. We are not the same anymore. Please have contract. You will not bring my business down. Do you understand? You bastard.
You have representation
I have representation.
for 3 months at least.
Hey, I cut this part off because I sent it to them. And they gave this part.
I don't think he's a.
Why is
It's
my
not a
voice high?
bridge.
Why is my voice high?
Your voice is high because But yeah, so I feel like we've just been rambling. Michael, can we
I'm Tamiraman. I've left you.
So, if you want to donate, you can click the link below. If you want to set up your own platforms to donate, you can go to useshukran.com and sign up. Excellent service. Tip us, tip your favorite creators, and be blessed. Now, this week's episode, we're going to talk about a lot of things. We have Kanye, we have the NDDC,
So,
and we can join that with the Emmys because performance art and acting is what we saw on display. We're talking about Jada. Not really talking about. We're going to gloss over like 20 different topics because so much has happened. So we will start with highs and lows. Michael, can you kick it off for the class?
Sorry, Michael is not here. It's everyone that's here.
Whoever you are, they, them, she, take it off for the
Hmm.
class.
I just want to say for the record, the day that they will drag us on Twitter, because the day is going to come. And they drag us for, like, being
Being
negligent.
what? How being how anyway, please, how do I know you don't identify as they?
You're very stupid.
You said you are Tammy Roman, so
Anyway,
yeah.
I think the last time, or the last two episodes, I said I was supposed to announce something, which was the exhibition in Switzerland.
True.
Yeah, so
Is it
guys,
finished yet?
notes from now till.
I
So
wouldn't
guys,
know because you don't post it
I posted it on my page,
once.
and I felt that that was enough.
Are you ashamed?
So guys, I was part of the photographers who um, were emailed to contribute in
Mm-hmm.
an exhibition
A
in
very select few. It wasn't for everyone.
Switzerland.
This is
Black
not,
Art Matters
you
Art
know.
Exhibition. Man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Zurich, Switzerland from July 11th till August 20th
yeah.
at the Marge Hall,
Can you see that? That's not
MAAG.
even in English. That's a foreign language.
So thank you to Joshua who reached out to me. Thank you to the whole Black Arts Matters Zurich community and everybody in Switzerland who has gone there, sent me pictures and
Mm-hmm.
different things and all of that stuff. So that was fun. My very first exhibition,
And it's international.
and it had to be an international one and with something that mattered to me, like the Black lives
Mm-hmm.
and Black creativeness and all that Black stuff. So
Yeah.
at least I like that the type of things I'm able to do, or the legacy I'm trying to do. Eventually, when they're reading like my Wikipedia, get the fuck away, Emmanuel. I feel like at least to be a great thing that I didn't just my first one wasn't just a oh
It's a
come
work of
let's
substance. It has
yeah.
meaning. It's not just mirrors and things.
So that's great. Two, there's just something in the air right now with my career where things are just flying in and flying out. I think that's best way to explain that.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been I don't sure in terms of representation and stuff, I might be moving forward with that with a
Look, look, look.
particular like corporation or company or something like that.
Yeah.
So that
And make
is
sure you find out
fun.
all the releases because all this I can't. We had this with Daniel last time. This, we want an
So
open conversation, not this hiding,
so so
please.
so yes, that is that. It's great. I'm excited. I think the next 3 months might be the best 3 months of my life.
Oh
So
yeah,
I can't wait for
amen.
that. And yeah, those are my highs. My lows are I feel so out of this whole thing, what I mean my career has been like left has been flying up and down, up and down. I mean that I had the opportunity also to travel to America to shoot something for a brand, not to shoot like a logo candy campaign for a brand.
Mm-hmm.
And these people approached me. They came to my page and eventually decided the production company, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
decided so the production company from Paris reached out to me and they were like, oh, they want me to shoot for this American brand, whatever. So they would pitch my work to designer, but before they pitch my work to designer, they don't know if I'm interested. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it wasn't a confirmation of yes. It was like, hey, we'd like to present your work to this person, but in case they say yes, are you down? So it wasn't like a potential yes.
Mm-hmm.
So me, I just felt like okay, they know the brand, so they
Mm-hmm.
know if my work is like
It's a
comparable. So
fit.
yeah, so anyway, I was excited about that. It didn't work out, so they told me no that the designer decided to go the other way. So that just like fucked with me because I feel like the first thing that I don't know if you people who are creative, I think you can relate to this. So when things like that happen, the first thing that goes to your mind is not oh maybe the designer actually went another way. The first thing that went to my mind was oh maybe I'm not a good enough photographer for the man, or maybe they didn't like my work, or maybe my work is not up to
Mm-hmm.
par. That was the
That's
lens
the
which
natural
I
next
went
process.
the road I went through. I mean the road I drove
Mm-hmm.
by when I heard that. So that
But it's a
sucked,
lie.
So I just felt like
It's
as
a
a
say
now,
it's a lie.
yeah, it's a lie. But
If you like say like you don't believe it, I'm sure said it.
as a now, I am sure happy that at least they emailed me. They thought my work was great enough, as in
Mm-hmm.
at least now I have a contact with these people, or I have
Yeah.
contact with these people. So
Mm-hmm.
at least that's a great thing. But I won't lie, like this weekend was just a lot for me because I was questioning myself a lot, and I was supposed to do a shoot this coming week with like animals, and then the animals ended up having like this disease that is contagious.
Girl, you might have been
So
saved from the next pandemic.
so I'm just like,
Please.
no, I know, but fair. I'm just like, at the same time, I'm just like, business wise, when I feel like it's really about to start working. So it just like like
Is that a cough?
when you start a car, like it's first of all,
The car is
so
clean, but did you warm it? You don't have to warm
so
it.
so so I feel like I'm in the warming period, or at least like it's just everything is just scratching up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's about to like pick up and not be like a smooth sailing thing. So I know it's about to take off. I think that's the best way
Mm-hmm.
to say it. So there's just a lot of scattered up and down, but hopefully that's I'm talking a lot. That's a lot. So
Okay, yeah,
that's my
express my
high
dear talk.
and
Yeah.
my low, and yeah, that is it. And I feel like
Okay.
I think I've started using too much. So I need to.
Don't know what that
I
is.
think I need
To our
to
sponsors
reduce.
listening, thank you so
I
much
think
for
it's
being a part of the program.
I think I need to cut down
A
on that.
wholesome family program where
Don't
we
kill
promote
me.
family values.
Don't kill me.
So, just to add, dear, please, I don't know. I think you people need to go to Mikey or Shai and look at his
Don't kill
page.
me.
He just spoke about Switzerland. People are still exhibiting. I won't call any name of any local company because all local
I just
companies
got
are
a very.
valid. But people are still exhibiting in their backyard, in
Are
restaurants,
you
in all these
stupid?
local
Are you mad?
places. Michael is in Switzerland with world class names.
Please don't kill me.
People are shooting for the Punch, a nice magazine, but the
Stop now.
Punch
Don't
is
even.
not Essence magazine.
Please, I'm not small enough for the punch. I beg. I will
Michael has
shoot you.
shot in Essence magazine. No, I'm just saying this that is not a question of your work. Sometimes people just go in different directions because they have different, vibes or something happens.
Fair,
There
fair,
are many
fair.
reasons. So it's not because of talent.
And I'm not
Because
going to
yeah,
stalk them to.
yeah, it doesn't matter. What is for you will happen. What is for this podcast will happen, and nobody can work against it. Yeah. So
I'm screaming.
have promises be damned. Go on. Anyway, on to my highs and lows. My high is I might finally be getting paid. Finally,
Finally.
after 4 years of podcast work, I'm going to
Yes.
be producing a podcast for somebody else, and it's a paid opportunity.
Woo.
Ogini. Why? That, anyway, we'll come back to that. And this is the first money I've earned this year. So, which
No.
other job have I done that's given me money?
The other job they do that has to do with P and R.
Did that? Oh,
Wait, no, but he said
okay,
first
okay,
money
yeah,
this year,
yeah, yeah. This is
exactly.
not
So
the first. That one was an
you
earning
were earning prior to the
earlier the
pandemic.
year.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if my former boss is listening, sorry, but that was my first. This is like my biggest payday so far.
Yeah, that's what
So
you say.
I'm very excited. 10% may or may not go to the church. It's pandemic time, so we'll scale for pandemic. But the church will receive something, definitely. My mom thinks they should receive the whole salary. And I'm like, no, girl. And that brings me to my low, my parents. Now, I'm assuming that, if you were born, we're all born through parents, Abby. Whether you have them, I'm trying to be sensitive. I don't know what the day and them for pregnancy is, but we know parents, we love them, or we like them,
I'm screaming.
and my parents have been frustrating me this week because I feel like um, it's hard for them, and I understand because it's hard for me as well to see my parents and my siblings as more than my parents and my siblings.
Explain, what does
But
that
I feel
mean?
like they just see me as this is our son. They don't see my career goals or my ambitions. Just, oh, this is our son. He's our child. That's it.
Okay, okay,
Like
okay.
your son is also a podcaster and a producer and all these other things.
There we go.
And I feel disrespected when those things are glossed over. Like this show, it's something that takes a reasonable amount of time to put together.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I bring it up, it's like, oh, that's just your little project that you're doing because it doesn't bring in money like that, which I understand. Or talking about the shows I'm writing for a network that's great.
Yeah.
Hasn't been picked up yet, but it's still work I'm doing.
Of
Writing a
course, of
script
course,
is
of course, of
difficult,
course.
and they think because I'm not going to an office and doing a nine to
Nah.
five that is irrelevant, and they say things that are very belittling. And my whole weekend was ruined because of this, because we had an argument over something. I just feel like, parents out there, please, it is hard enough for creative people to try to turn their passion into money and figure out how everything works because it's out of the norm of a 9 to 5. Please don't add to that pressure. You may not understand what your child is doing. You can see Yvonne Orji's parents now on FaceTime. We are so proud of you. I'm sure that's not what they were saying. Say, my daughter wants to be a Are you a harlot? Why are you doing comedy? Can't you make your husband laugh?
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh my God, we're so proud of you, and it's fine. And I know that my parents don't hate me, so this is not like I don't need to be rescued. But if you want to start a GoFundMe, I won't turn the money away. Sha. My
You're a
Instagram name is
fool. When someone will think you are getting deep, you just be an idiot. You're a fool.
So I'm not like in need of living, and I am living in their house, which I think part of it is I have to move out of this house. I understand that moving out in Lagos is not the same, but I don't know what it is. There has to be something. And if you're in your late mid 20s and you still live with your parents, you might understand what I'm trying to say. Like the break between being their child and being your independent self is hard for some people. And I'm like, I am not your teenage son. Like even things like, being sexually active and stuff. Girl, I'm almost 30. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you're thinking that, I mean, some people may be chaste. I am not. I mean, I am by because I have no choice because there's a pandemic outside. But having conversations like that as well, it's kind of like it is normal for a 26, 27, 28, 29, 30-year old to be sexually active. And it shouldn't be like, oh my God, you're
An
talking about
abomination.
sex. Oh my God, my child is having. Dear, what do you expect them to be doing? What do you want them to be doing? I'm confused. What should we be doing?
So sometimes if you do the math, especially with my mom was younger. At my age now that I am, my mom already had my sister by my age.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can't knock my mommy and come and tell me, oh
Yeah.
my God, fornication. When
I was born out of wedlock.
So I'm just like,
And
I get what you're
again,
saying. I get what you're
I
saying.
feel like it's part of the break, and I think moving out will help, but I think that's a rather drastic move.
It
I
is,
think there
especially
are
where we are.
ways, yeah, but maybe I can get like a weekend pad. If you sponsor the show enough, we might be able to rent a house.
This is actually a GoFundMe episode, actually,
Yeah,
guys.
this
Fund
episode
us.
is called Go Fund
Have
Us.
you seen that video on Instagram? Send me money.
Send me.
Send us money. Send us money.
If you are listening, that wind is actually blows up. That you blows up. That you blow some funds. But even money like aside, because I really want to do. We're going to do an episode about parenting.
All right.
Hopefully, with should I say the person that we want to put it into the universe? Or I should keep it okay, so I'll keep it secret in case she says no. And I feel like one of the ways in which our parents, or in which we have a mental lock, is the thing with money, right? Because we feel like our parents pay their school fees, they pay so much, we're living in their house rent free.
This is such a deep.
That we
As
can't really complain.
open this to
Yeah.
open this discussion is really deep.
I told you, invite the Holy Spirit. You don't know where He will lead you. Thank you.
Nah, it's very deep.
Thank you, HS.
It's deep.
So, so I feel like I've been wrestling with that because I feel like I can't really argue and say, oh, I need space or you're affecting my mental health because they'll be like, but I paid your fucking school fees and you're living in my house. So how can you say that you need space when we pay for everything? Like, stuff like that. It's just very uncomfortable. So please, parents, do not make things about money like, oh, well, I'm paying your school fees. Well, I'm paying for this, so you must do what I want. Because down the line, it kind of makes the relationship more comfortable. And, there was an episode of a podcast that Brenna's boy's mom was on, and she spoke about the relationship with her son and how she had to realize that this boy is going to be rich enough to provide for himself. So you better realize that your relationship to him can be about provision.
Yeah.
Like, I'm your mother because I gave birth to you and you should have a relationship with me, not because I'm paying your school fees.
Yeah.
And she, from the beginning, so, little tidbits. Welcome to the brown table talk. To our new show, brown table talk.
Full.
Anyway, so that's my high and low said that. Money and parent stuff. So let's jump right in. And we have like some things
Well,
we
sorry,
just want to.
I just want to say because I feel like I didn't want to interrupt when you were speaking. I
Okay.
wanted to get it out. I feel like I can relate to where you are, especially with my own how my journey started with academic failure. So just add that on top. So it's a thing where with parents, the only advice I can give you or to give anybody that's going through something like this is I feel with children and adults, there is supposed to be this period or this clash where it's will you bend or will you fold with them because you start out as a child you are a yes man whatever they say yes you don't question whatever because they're your parents right they're feeding you so you reach your teenagers you reach your university age side and then after university I feel like that point after college if you are a Nigerian person, I mean university abroad, I mean college, but like you or high school, I think in there for the Americans. So I feel like
That's when they usually
there's
leave.
a that normally once you're 18 you dip jiggers, but here where you dip into it's 1004. How much is 1004? So we don't have the
Dipping
option.
nowhere.
So we don't have the option to dip. So
Babcock.
Nigerian or like African youths, more or
Mm-hmm.
less, our own youth I feel starts from let's say after 25
It might start from 40.
rather
In fact, it
rather
starts
than
when you get married, to be honest.
but rather than the American where based off of your high school you're good for life you can say fuck you and I'm out and there are resources and things set up to make you survive. Do you get what I mean on
Mm-hmm.
your own? So I feel like if we had that kind of platform, if we had that kind of avenue, we had that kind of provision where it's fuck you guys and I'm dipping and I'm going to be on my own and you know that you can be good and you can survive and there are things like YMCA or things that can like
You
help
just say the Young Men Christian Association.
YMCA
Okay.
or
If you want
things
to sponsor,
or
people
things
believe in YMCA in America too.
no or things like that I
Mm-hmm.
feel it to be easier for the parent, child, kidney to share on like to the mediation will be easier. I feel because it's a thing where
No.
it's when I leave me I'm a kind of person where it's when I'm not in your space and then we can communicate. So I've seen this with a lot where with African parents, long distance is the best relationship.
Honestly, when we're in college
So
was the
so
best time.
with African parents, I feel long distance is the best. So it's a thing where I feel it's when I'm not around that you now understand my worth or you might
Absence
value
makes the
certain
heart
things
grow
like that.
fonder.
So I'm also in the creative space. It's harder for parents because I feel like, and I learned this thing from I think either Lovey or Yvonne. I don't know where I heard this thing from, but I feel like
Jesus Angela?
no. I'm not sure where I heard it from. Like either their podcast or from them individually or from somewhere. I feel like when you say you want to be a doctor, if you say you want to be a doctor, your father or mother says knows, okay, let me bring my phone, let me call this person. My son wants to work in your hospital. When you say you want to be a lawyer, okay, let me call this person. When you say you want to be anything that they have the network or resources for, or they know people around, it's easier for them to allow you. But when you say you want to be a director or a photographer, or you want to go into production, they don't really know it. It's not their world. It's not their. They have no connection or know anybody in that field. I'm not saying for your case in particular. I'm just saying from what I experienced here with my parents. And it's a thing where as a parent to them, their dream or their mission, they feel their job is to support their child. So it's a thing where in this new era now, they are more or less like handicapped and they don't know if what you're going to do will pop or make you poor. So it's a thing where I feel most of them, what is guiding their fear is the fact that what you are doing, they don't know if it's a lucrative thing, they don't know if you can succeed or not. So it's a risky chance than if you're earning salary that they can see. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's the thing where everybody else, the creators, we know that in this industry, it's not you don't enter and hammer, you don't enter. You are lucky if you go viral your first year. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's a thing where we the people that are going to job, we know that it's baby steps. But to explain baby steps to a parent who is expecting results because they're like, okay, yeah, this, you're so age, your mates are doing so in the bank, they will know that at least you are living a better life than your mates in the bank because those ones are frustrated and they're earning rubbish than you that you love what you're doing. And if you keep on doing the hard work in your field, eventually you start making the kind of money you want to make. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Do you know how many songs we have to sing to blow to get one hit record? Or how many movies video producers have to do? So I'm just like, you know the work, but they don't know. So I'm thinking it's a thing where with them they are handicapped. So I understand. Like I fully support you, but I'm saying I can. The lens they are looking at is not the same lens you're looking at it from. They're looking at it through the fact of they don't know anybody's business. They don't know if this business can last, if this business can be can make you rich, can make sure you're comfortable because they want to make sure they give you the best life or they expect the best life for you. So I feel like that is where they are going from. But it I used to be it's a thing where for me, the best way to do it is just keep working hard, and then eventually, but one thing I tell you for sure is once you start making results, they will get off your back.
Well, anyway,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, I'm telling you. With me, especially with my parents who see, as in, speaking from somebody who they had meetings, prayer meetings. The first time was they seized my camera, locked it away. I had to
Yeah,
break it
I
to
remember
take my
that.
camera.
Wow, I remember that day actually.
So I understand now. There are people referring me to other children that are going chaotic to come and talk to them and to coach them about life, or referring or allowing me to pay for things because they know I don't have I don't have money, but I have small change. Do you get what I mean? So I'm just like the same you within a year ago that you were against this thing. Now you can be proud to say you know this person that does this, or you can be proud to put me onto your client or to your friends to let me show them or to support my work in any way you can. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm just like, this is another thing. Anyone I sent to my group chat, they were gagging because I'm like, you a year ago you told me this thing really makes sense. So it's a thing where with them until they see the result, Nigerians especially they love show me as in they don't believe in investments. They believe in fact what they see. So show me immediately. Like if you win an Oscar today, I can bet you to get off your dick.
So
Because
when I'm not today, I'll move out of the
no,
house.
no, 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 no. So do you get what I'm saying? I'm just like, don't take it personal. I feel like everybody has that kind of journey. Everybody has gone through this sort of journey.
No, but again, I can't agree with that.
No, no, no. But so I just feel like it's a thing where instead of you to just let this just be your field to, I'm going to show you guys and I'm going to get out.
I'm tired. Can I use diesel? I'm tired of this kind of fuel. Everybody says, "Oh my God, your heaters are your fuel." My heaters are not my fuel. They stress me out. They slow me down. I don't want heater fuel. I want unleaded. I don't want this one. I beg. Thank you very much. Anyway, no, I understand what you're saying, right? And I think part of the reason why I clash with many people is because people are thinking within the confines of the system we have now.
Yeah.
I'm also a prison abolitionist, by the way, so you can kind of see where my head is. I think that the systems we have now have been ineffective and have led us to depressed and suicidal children. So I am looking into changing the way parents have. So everything you said is true, right? But as a parent, I want to be the parent that says, I may not see where you're going, but I will guide you to the best of my
Of
ability
course,
and I will
of
not
course,
stifle
of course,
you.
of course,
Right?
of
Because
course.
I've worked in a bank, I've worked in different places, and let me
Fair.
tell you, I was depressed. And people have
When
this
I was in
notion.
Wando by that roundabout, the Equator roundabout, I sleep in the toilet. They knew me.
Thank you.
They knew me.
But when you are doing shoots, do you fall asleep?
No.
And you can shoot for hours.
Hours.
Shooting hours is no longer than
Hours.
bank hours.
Hours. Editing pictures overnight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When we did Denola jump video, we shot for almost 12 hours.
You won't
I
feel
wasn't
it.
tired, but I was in a bank working by 12. I'm already sleeping. So the thing is that when you're passionate about
No
what
shade
you're
to people
doing,
who choose those careers for themselves, but it's the
no,
thing
but
where
do you know what I noticed? Everyone else in the bank was happy. They were satisfied because that is what they're supposed to be doing. That's not for me.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, is everybody mad? I don't understand. I come here and by 12, I'm already over it.
Yeah.
Them, pa, 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 pa. That's for them. That's what, like, we need bankers.
Yeah.
Someone has to be in the bank
Yeah.
to count my money.
Yeah.
you
Fair,
know.
but mobile banking.
So, but that's not for me. So again, just, and what I don't understand is, for me personally, my parents are friends and close with a lot of Nollywood people, a lot of artists. So they know. That's what annoys me more. And also, like, the point you said was right. They don't think all these career paths are the most viable or successful, right? So they think that things like law, dentistry, all those things, and that's the fact. They are low risk because even with stocks, low risk.
Sorry.
is
But
less.
not even that, like, or not even that they don't believe it's not a thing, but it's like if you say you want to be a doctor now, they won't, and you're in they know the best hospital.
Well, they know the best actors and actresses. I don't want to name drop, but
fair.
certain people have been in my house who, if all I have to do is call them.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to do that because, we don't support nepotism on this show unless you're giving us money and you're family members, then you can nepotize us. So I just, what you said is true. Certain career paths have proven to be more balanced and stable, but also people, Mark Zuckerberg, even though I'm not a fan of him, people who have innovated and started trends have been the ones who have taken risks, thought they would fail, and they succeeded. TikTok, the person that started it did not know what that it would be TikTok. So and that's what is hard for many people too. When you're the first to do something, it's very difficult because there's nobody like you. There's no template. You will doubt yourself, and the only person who can push yourself through is yourself.
Yeah.
So, parents, please, I'm really looking forward to this parenting episode, which we're almost doing now, but we will not because we're not children. I mean, we're not parents yet. So, we'll call someone who has an
I'm a
actual
daddy to all
child.
these hoes.
That's your concern.
All you bitches is my sons.
Holy Spirit, take note. So,
Mhm.
yeah, so parents just try, you may not understand what your kid is doing, and you can still support them with, kind words and affirmations and paying attention to their projects. When I show them stuff. Oh, and also in an Ndani series called Phases.
Mm.
Phases is in 2 episode 1. You will see me by the swimming pool. I forgot to plug that, whatever.
When was this? Has it come out?
Yeah, like over a month ago.
Are you a
You know me, I
bastard?
don't share all this. I always forget. But I mean, yeah,
I'll
just
tell
a
you open it
brief
now.
whatever. But yeah, so
What episode? Episode 1.
episode 1 is in 2 episode 1. Just
Okay.
a very brief situation. And small things like that, and they paid me a little. Technical hiccup, we're back. So yeah, so I was saying, support your kids best way you can. If you don't understand it, reach out to people in the industry. You people sit down and watch African Magic. It's not a goat that made that film. It's people who wanted to be actors
I remember
and
like
producers
my
and
mom
writers.
stand that Brave Simone so much when she was like on the culture
Child,
show.
thank
I'm
you.
like, oh, so but let me go now. Let me go and do it.
And I'll give an example. Zendaya's mom enrolled her in dramatic arts school from
Wow.
when she was like 1. So literally, she has been molded into what she wants to do. And it's kind of like small things like that. I did acting classes when I was younger, so I was in that field. But like when it came to stuff like plays and stuff, people like, oh, we can't drive you all the way to Musan Center or something. I'm like, okay, because they didn't think it was serious. But I've been writing stories since I was young, but they just find ways, and I'm not blaming them because we're in a different time now when we know better. So please, dear parents, you know better in this time, so do better. Support your children with love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So parenting episode coming soon with a special guest who I hope answers her. I feel like we should just emotionally blackmail her by saying her name here, but we won't because we need sponsors. So we have a speed round. I don't know what to name it, but you will have one
AK-47
sentence.
Bush.
Okay, we shall add that to the suggestion list.
No, I'm joking. Go for
I'm adding it too. This pen is not
Hot
working.
rounds, quick rounds, or quickie.
Quickie. Can you see
Children
that?
of the dark. We move.
Can you see that? This program is
Woo!
it's wow. Okay.
When I'm posting this part of my story, I'm putting this part of my story.
So it's going to be something.
Wait, why did we put? Are you having erectile dysfunction?
Anyway, so in a few sentences, we're going to just brush over a lot of things that have happened, and then we're going to talk about the NDDC and
that?
Kanye.
and
in more
Tolani
detail.
Barge, and also
Who is that? Who is Ozo?
Big Brother or something
Oh
like
my
that.
God, Big Brother. Anyway,
No, really, please. I mean,
Should I
let's
even
move on. Let's,
mention-
no, let's move
Okay.
on. Let's move on.
even though I feel like that's
Let us move on.
that's
Just don't give me-
Watoni. I mean,
don't-
was supposed to be
don't.
with an I, and I changed my name, but it's okay. We'll get it past. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. And oh yeah, I also brief talk about Izu. If you don't know who that is, you'll find out.
Yeah.
So speed round. Let's start. Jada and August. Michael, tell me your views in one sentence.
Who
Or
is
in a
Will
brief
Smith sleeping
sentence?
with?
Huh?
Who is Will Smith sleeping with? That's all I know.
That's all you have to say.
That's all I want
That's
to
all.
know.
Okay. I feel like this one sentence will not work because I have more than one sentence.
Fair.
Just in a brief.
I'm happy.
in
I'm
a
happy.
brief,
I'm happy that I feel like, to be
But
honest,
very brief.
I'm happy that Will and Jada had their sit down just because. But I feel like, to be honest, I'm happy that it's out in the open and everybody should move on. But the fucked up part is that I do not want them to respond anymore just because.
Which they
As
want.
August has done the single thing and trying to capitalize, just allow it. Just let him continue.
Such a child.
Take it. Just let
Yeah,
him
yeah,
continue.
I'll say the single thing is his right to do it because he's part of the story, but I think it's very childish.
Yeah.
His music, like this is a song he recorded like the week the thing happens. It wasn't even supposed to be a song in the first place. And it's just like it's very Insta blog to me. It's not it's off brand. I'm happy that he spoke about it. I thought the interview was bullshit. It was very media setup and very rehearsed. Bad marriage for life. What? No.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, it's their life, it's not mine. They like it, I love it. Good to them. August is a child, and I don't like the fact that he was coming for Kiki Palmer and all these people who had nothing to do with the story.
Yeah.
All Kiki Palmer did was remove herself from the narrative. She wanted to be removed from the narrative. So she did that. I think it was very whack for him to insult her. Next story, shorter one. John Lewis passed away, which was very sad. And I also realized that I thought he and Elijah Cummings were the same person because they look very similar. Elijah Cummings passed away last year. They were both members of Congress. John Lewis was a civil rights activist. He was on the bridge at Selma, and he was one of those that got beaten by the police. Yeah,
Okay. Rest in
and if
peace.
you watch Selma, the movie, he was on the bridge. He got beaten by the police. He fought for civil rights, and I'm actually happy he lived to see the first black president because I can only like just imagine coming from Jim Crow and the period of enslavement to seeing a black man as
Sure.
president.
This.
Like
Yeah.
my heart,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what he felt. But he passed away. I believe he said he had cancer. Rest in peace and
What a
thank you,
shitty 2020.
my dear. Thank you for everything you've done for people all around the world. I went to school in America because of people like him, because he wouldn't have
Aww.
let us in. So, and also fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump because Donald Trump continues to disrespect this man even in his death. And I think honestly, if you're a Trump supporter, I said this last time. Please just, I mean, your listing has been counted already, so it doesn't matter. Please leave because I'm tired of people who still support that man because the things he's saying and doing are absolutely
He really is
ridiculous.
deplorable. Like he's
And it's
deplorable.
ridiculous. And we'll get to the COVID stuff in a little while. So next, Nikki is pregnant.
Oh,
Any
Nico!
comments?
All these bitches are now her sons.
Awesome. Nikki is pregnant. Congratulations. Only one picture from that shoot made sense.
The
Please,
spell
I don't know why you tried to
Wear stripper
copulate
heels.
with a felon, but we also don't believe in prison here, so I won't call him a felon. But I hope you're happy.
You are a fool.
Even though I feel like their theory on the read was right, that she just wants to have a child and she will divorce this man after.
No.
I don't know if that will happen. But I
I'm
hope
happy
she's
he shut
happy.
off Instagram. I'm happy because usually Instagram is what is to scatter a lot of celebrity relationships when their men cheat. But because he is a felon, he cannot be on social media.
So does that mean we should start
So-
dating felons?
My dear, get
So
us
you can't post it.
Yeah, serious. If you want to hide your nigga, you can't date a felon. That's it. Highest is just drugs they will do.
Yeah, so I hope she's happy. I hope she's taking care of herself. I hope, she's really going to come back with some musical excellence because her releases, we've spoken about this before. Nicki has gotten a bit complacent. She's still very good, but I feel like how Beyonce continues to elevate, Nicki needs to continue to elevate and not just produce good work. Beyonce is producing game-changing work. She's
Yes, but
producing
let's
legendary
not
work.
pin women against each other or compare
It's not a
them.
competition, girl. It's like if you're a legend, act like a legend. If it was Michael
Fair.
Jackson, I would expect him to innovate, not to be doing Chris Brown music. So please, Nicki, we
Fair.
love you so much. Everybody knows that we love Nicki Minaj, girl. This is not a diss. Innovate, do something great on your next album.
I'm a
and I know
barb.
you will. Beyonce has shut all of you up because Black is King is going to be streaming worldwide, including in Saudi Arabia and the UAE. So in your face, think peace writers. I hope your Medium subscription expires. Because Beyonce, oh my God, how can you make something and Africans cannot see it? As if you are watching other international. Do you have DSTV? How did you expect to see it? And then one silly girl now said, oh, DSTV is elitist because everybody can't afford it. I was like, are you out of you people there? In fact, you can go to Parkwood and go and stand outside and watch it. So Beyonce is going to read. Do you have any thoughts? Or it was like I told you so?
I love. I mean, it's
Okay.
Beyonce, so you
Yeah.
know, like.
And
I'm
it's
not-
coming out this weekend,
I'm
and we're
not
going to
sure.
watch it.
Yeah,
And of course, we're
going
gonna tell you about
really
it.
high, and I'm going to watch it because I want to experience.
But you want to
Beyonce
be
on,
out of your mind or in your right mind to
No,
take it in.
I want to be out of
I want to
my
be like
mind
on the edge, just like
no,
so that by the time it ends, I will just drop
because
into
let me
bliss.
tell you, let me tell you why. The very first thing, so I literally had I was in a phase and I had a joint and I watched the Ape Shit video. If you really see that video, very
I've watched
it's
it many
mind
times.
blowing.
Yeah, it is.
And I'll tell you why it's mind blowing because what it represents is just crazy.
Mhm.
It really is mind blowing. Like if there's anything else to inspire me in this life is that Ape Shit video, just because of what it means to just be in that place with like priceless art as two black people.
Yeah.
I just like to I watched it and that was how I found out that meaning. So I'm like, I want to just be on that face and receive Beyonce's, art like that.
All
It
right.
would kill me.
Mm.
There's already a leaked video
Don't watch
of
that.
already. I'm sorry, I tried, I watched it, I could not.
I mean, I
TM.
really,
There's no
someone
way,
put it
like
on their story, so I've seen it
see.
as
Let me
well.
tell you something. I'm not even. I went to go and look for it. I went as soon as I saw the pictures that came out. I pursued myself on the internet. I typed Beyonce latest. I typed Beyonce already. I typed already Beyonce video leaked. I typed every single thing. People were not for me. Delete, 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 delete.
Yeah, delete,
I
delete.
went on YouTube. I saw it. I watched it. I saw it on someone's IGTV. I screen recorded it because I knew that if I go back again, I won't see it again. So I screen recorded.
Wow.
I watched it. I am sorry. I am a weak man. I have temptation, and I lost. I don't give a fuck.
I would love you to go to this lens for your website.
Those shut up. Those moves.
Yeah, from
The
what I've
video?
seen, from the little clips I've seen, Beyonce is going to produce yet another revolutionary
and I
work.
love how Beyonce never replied any.
Yeah.
It was Mama Tina that carried it on her head.
Because
Because
as a
I'm
mother,
like,
it's like,
listen,
girl,
no, not for that.
wrap it
When
up.
you're a bad bitch, you know that your work will speak for itself. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's just like, nah, that's
And you
goals.
all see it in the
That's
upcoming
goals.
weekend.
That's goals, man.
And
That's
get ready
goals.
to hear about it next week. Yeah. And I had a great punchline that you just made me forget. And it was a really good one.
Sorry. I'm so
Oh
sorry.
my
You know
God,
I
what
talk
is
too
it?
much.
What is it? You were talking about ape shit and being whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, seriously.
This was an excellent
Yeah,
punchline.
you're kind of person that they cannot give you answer an example because you forget. You're saying, what did you say? What did you say?
I actually was that kind of person because I also hate cramming. I'm bad at cramming. Anyway, punchline was excellent. Just know that. So moving on. Excellent
I should
punchline.
imagine something better.
Imagine like the best punchline you've ever heard in your life.
What a clown.
And put this inside there and just make sure you laugh. I will put a laughing track if I have the time. So next, we are about to go from up to down.
or just cut it and then put the joke instead of pretend you have to.
Anyway, let's just pull up the band. The Naya Rivera passed, and
Oh yeah.
it was very sad.
I
for
think
me.
we said something, but I'm not sure. Did we?
We said when she was missing, but we didn't that she had died. Wow. Also,
Well, we are at a diner and the food is ready.
we had the brown table, and our dinner is ready. So, Navira passed. It's being reported that she and her son went out on the boat, right? And they both somehow were swimming, almost drowned. She saved the son, but couldn't save herself. I don't know if that's the full true story, but that's what's being reported, and it's very sad because Glee is one of the few shows I grew up.
I never was
watching.
a good person. I won't even lie to you.
I watched Glee, and as someone who loves Broadway and music, seeing them perform pop songs, Broadway songs I never even knew about was really. I have every single Glee album on my phone. Like Glee was my shit. When Corey Monteith died, I was sad. Sadly, this is the third person from the Glee cast that has died.
They've been through a
Just
lot,
like,
man.
I hope everyone is doing well. I hope Amber Riley is really, just keeping her peace and everything. Very sad story. Rest in peace, Naya Rivera. And I have watched all her performances on YouTube. So excellent.
When it's not
Great performer.
the day she passed, they were Twitter now had to bring every clip they can
She was
find.
really a
There
talented
was
lady.
really the video of that. If I die young, I was just like, oh
Yeah,
my
she sang
god,
that song. Yeah, that made me.
fucked me up.
I haven't watched that because I can't see it.
I watched it and I
Yeah.
shared. I even more.
Because she cried in the video because it was about Corey Monteith's death. So it was a very sad video for her, and she really cried while shooting it. It wasn't like acting.
See
So,
that video.
Rest in peace, my dear. And
Give me
2020 just continues to
just
be a
continue
shit show.
doing your own.
And more 2020 news. Ellen is catching some heat. And please, guys, this round is meant to be fast, so we're not going into detail. These are topics that we're just brushing over. So please don't vex. If you want to contribute,
If you want to think pieces, go and write.
Go on Medium, you'll find them there. You can also comment your thoughts below. Please, guys, just a side note. Not to get deep again, but this show takes a lot from us to do. Not like physically, like mentally, because it's hard to put your art out into the world. Michael, as a photographer, I know you understand as well. And when people comment, great job, nice job, even if they've commented before, every time they comment is like a reassurance and just a nice, like a nice love tap. So please, guys,
Encourage
rating
us.
and
It makes
subscribing.
us want to
You
do
don't even
this.
follow me. Just like and say great episode, fun episode. Even if you didn't like the episode, say you didn't like it. That's also a form of feedback. If yeah, and it really helps. Someone asked how to rate. Depending on where you're listening, if you're on iTunes, please rate and leave a comment. I've seen some already. Thank you so much to everyone. If you're on SoundCloud or anywhere else, you can comment or just come to our
Houses.
Instagram in your house. Come to our Instagram page, the class prefects, and just
Can't
leave
imagine
a
somebody calling
comment.
on icon get out see man because
Oh my God, something happened. We're walking, and our friend here now. Someone saw him on the road,
mm-hmm.
and
Who's our friend dude?
my neighbor, who
Okay,
is
okay, okay, okay,
famous,
okay, okay, okay.
I don't want to say his name, but
Yeah.
like, so they stopped on the road and they're like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So they drove past us like 3 times. And I was like, this car has passed us 3 times. What's going on?
Oh my gosh.
So the girl wound out the window and she was literally hyperventilating, like, oh my God,
It's
oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah.
And we couldn't go back home because we didn't want them to see where we
Yeah. Oh
lived.
my god.
And they live in this estate.
Oh
So
my god.
the pains of stardom, child. Anyway, friend, if you're listening, sorry about that. So yeah, so please, guys, it's encouraging when you guys
That's so
comment.
scary. Oh my god.
That year, and it was at night. We're so shocked. But anyway, guys, the comments really help, good and bad. The support, the shares, and I really don't, I don't want to call anybody out, but our friends who are
What do you
listening
want to say?
and who don't share and stuff. It's all right. It's
Oh,
cool.
I thought you wanted something
Friend,
else. I
I
thought
should
you
call
wanted...
out the House of Mouse.
No.
Anyway, and to those who also offer support and withdraw it at the last minute, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate it so
I
very
don't understand the
much.
House of Miles thing, but I don't want to
You
make you
don't need
explain
to.
this.
Anyway, so please, guys, and not even just us. If you have a friend who has a small business or any kind of business, it really means a lot when people support what you're doing. Shameless plug: I have a new Caribbean restaurant, Afro Caribbean
This episode
Plus.
is sponsored by African Caribbean Plus.
You ate the food,
Da la
so
la 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 la.
you ate the food, so yeah.
Wait,
So
let me do the jingle for you.
with this, okay,
Wait,
I'll make it.
shut
I'll
up.
produce it. It's okay. I'll
Wagwan
produce it.
man.
I'll produce it.
Charlie. Shut up.
Charlie is Ghanaian,
Shut up.
Michael.
Let me entertain
Oh,
you.
Jesus Christ.
Wagwan man. Say man, what you do when you're hungry, man? Me eat a pumpkin. Me not have the breadfruits. Me not have what things do you do? Tell me. Tell me.
Wow.
Me
Anyway,
not oxtail. Me not get
so for those of you who do not know,
I
I
feel like
am
this is racist. I'm sorry.
well.
I have Caribbean blood.
You don't. For those of you who don't know, I am part Jamaican, and so
So also you can do it,
we
but I can't.
have
You
a
can do the accents, but I can't.
yeah,
Sorry, no vex.
yeah,
Naira Marley.
yeah, yeah. So, so we have a new Caribbean restaurant called Afro Caribbean
Na na
Plus.
na na na
You
na.
can order food, and but that aside, just support your friends. It goes a very long way. Now back to Ellen, who is receiving no support this week in the media. Ellen, the rumors have been going
So
around for
shit.
almost since January that Ellen is not as nice as she seems,
Yeah, that's
and the work
weird.
environment is toxic. I mean, I can't believe it because all these two, like even Amanda Seals spoke about the real, and she said that the problem is that the hosts are not necessarily mean, but the producers, the people behind the scenes, because Hollywood is run by a very small group of people, so all the producers know one another, and they say that the producers are the cause of the problem. Some people say that Ellen is mean and everything, and she said something about box braids and some stuff like so. The story is still
So
the
what do you think of Ellen? It's not really her. It's her
no. I'm saying
production
it's
company.
her because it's her show, it's her name.
Okay.
But Ellen doesn't physically make everybody uncomfortable. The producers meet more people than Ellen. Ellen doesn't meet the whole cast, so it's more likely that
I remember because
you know.
I remember the only thing I've heard about this Ellen story before, this Ellen T. I heard when Nikki,
was on the show.
what's her name? Not Nicki Minaj. I think it's Nikki Gorgeous or Nikki something. She's a YouTuber.
I don't know.
Hold on, let me get her name. Sorry, Nikki baby, Nikki something.
Just Nikki something. She doesn't need that problem.
Yes. So she recently came out that she was a transgender she identifies as transgender.
Mm-hmm.
only for her to get invited to Ellen. So after she got invited to Ellen, all we heard, I think she now really did a YouTube video about her negative experience at Ellen. So it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really like you said,
Mm-hmm.
Ellen
Per se.
per se, but the
Mm-hmm.
production and like the team and the interns
Yeah.
and the rest. So I understand
Yeah,
what
remember,
she
but
mean.
I think the what did they say, the something rots from the head. So I think she has some culpability, and some people have named her specifically.
Okay.
But I am waiting to hear more news because this is a very new story. Um,
Nikki
just
Tutorials, that's her name.
okay.
Sorry, Nikki
Oh yeah, I
Tutorials.
do remember her.
Nikki Tutorials,
So
sorry.
workplace drama and Ellen. Like, it's shocking because we've known Ellen as such a sweet
Yeah, that's
person, but
weird.
it's also a reminder that
People ain't shit.
these
If
people put.
Beyonce should ever disappoint me, I will run mad.
That's where my fear is because I feel like she's
Oh
coming up.
yeah.
Well, Shaggy. So it's a reminder that everybody puts forth an image. Like, on this show, we were quite open, but there's still some things that we don't share.
Of
Your
course.
favorite YouTuber and Instagrammer, no matter how personal you think they are, you don't know them unless you know them.
Yeah.
So
They're showing you what they want
it's,
you to see.
yeah,
That's all. It's
it's curated.
controlled.
It's curated, yeah. So, just another reminder that people may not be what they seem, but we'll wait for the verdict. But that's the
Mm-hmm.
news. Moving right on, I think I'll leave the Emmys for last. Megan Thee Stallion was shot allegedly by Tory Lanez,
Jesus.
who she was also allegedly dating. And I'm like, Megan,
Really?
yeah, they were saying that they were not dating, but they were like screwing around
Yeah.
allegedly. And it was some kind of quarrel back. I'm like, Megan, please.
That you're
Like,
shooting.
I said this sometime because people were saying I was being harsh. Nikki may be cold and icy, but Nicki Minaj does not just allow anybody into her presence and her circle, unless I guess you're a felon. But that was a bad because she actually anyway. New example, Beyonce. Somebody
Oh,
people.
wow.
The moral of the story for all this rambling is you need to protect your circle and who you are around because Megan went on live and she was in tears that explaining that since she lost both of her parents she tried to fill her circle with people that make her happy and
Yeah.
bring her joy.
Yeah.
And that's understandable because I can't imagine losing both of my parents as much as they stress me. I still don't want them to die. And I'm glad that they're here and they do provide a sense of family. So she's looking for that.
I just came up with an idea for a shoot. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Awesome.
And
And
from what you just said, thank you.
well,
Thank you.
my 10% finder's fee. And and my thoughts go out to her. Tory Lanez, yet another short man acting out. I don't know why short people can't just be happy. Always so boisterous and aggressive. But
So did.
also, fuck 50 Cent, as always, and every other man who made fun of
Andrea,
it.
even though she
Drea,
have the same day as my
like,
birthday, I've always stand Andrea Michelle.
so
I've always
silly.
loved her
I don't stand her because she doesn't have substance, in my opinion.
because I love her
She's
when
just
she was
there.
on Basketball Wives. They tried to paint her and slut shame her and all of that, but she wasn't the baddest.
Did she
She
not
was
say
the
that
only,
your
she was the only
wholeness
one.
can
Hold
be
on, hold on, hold on,
erased?
hold on. She was the only one giving them.
Windows XP.
I watched the show because of Drea. She was pulling in ratings. They were always hating her because she was the youngest and the baddest bitch. But
Also, the
now,
stupidest one.
that's not sort. But now she behaved really foolish. This was a
Girl,
foolish behavior.
how dare you?
As in, there's even a video. If you see her contents and the rest, that
Yeah.
that Barbie Whitney, that's what she loved.
For
Like
those who
you
don't know,
didn't need
Drea
to go
said
that.
that she would like a man to be so
That
in
she
love with
loves that
her
type of love.
that she will shoot him, that she loves specifically Whitney and Bobby. Right? Whitney Houston is dead. Her daughter is dead. Is that what you want for you and your child? To be in a situation that's so toxic that it leads in your death and the death of your child? My dear,
That was so
please, girl,
stupid.
that was a silly comment. And she's apologized, but I just think that, even on this platform, we crack jokes and everything,
Yeah.
but there's some things that you just don't say, especially, and she wasn't joking on that show. It was like her serious answer. It wasn't a comedy show. It wasn't sarcasm. It wasn't Dave Chappelle. So, it's weird. And please, women and men, don't fantasize anybody's love life. Not Will and Jada, not Whitney and Bobby, not anybody. Build your own thing with your person and don't base it on people because you don't know what's going on. Andrea, girl, you should have just kept quiet. So let's go to some racism things. Racism is still going on in America.
I mean,
You know,
today,
the
today, every
protest
other day.
For those who don't know, the protests are still going on, and now President Trump has
So I think today
decided,
marks 2 months of the protest in New York, daily protest in
yeah,
New York.
over 2 months, and Trump has decided to send unmarked federal agents that
Yeah,
kidnap people on the streets with no warrant and no, like, it's weird to me that rather than arrest people, literally arrest and charge these people, the protest will end. Your 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 response is to arrest people who are trying to protest, and it disgusts me when people quote MLK. And Rosa Parks and MLK were arrested numerous times, more than 10, 20 times, because they were breaking the law. When you protest the government, you are protesting an injustice. So you are, by definition, going to go
against
against the
yeah.
law. So this whole notion that there's a legal way to protest, and also I would like to point out to everybody who keeps saying that, oh, it's not that bad. This did not start with Trayvon Martin. You have Rodney King. You have so many names, and as we find out every day, there's so many names that we'll never hear because they were never recorded.
Yeah.
This is an issue that people have been struggling with. And a final note for those of you who say the police kills more white people, police reform will also make the police stop killing white people. So what is your point exactly?
Period, bro.
Because I'm like, if the police start behaving properly, both white and black people will stop being killed. So why is your counter argument, well, they kill more white people?
Yep.
Why is you saying, okay, they kill white people, so that means we too should want them to stop killing white people?
You would think
That just shows
something
that you're a
as easy like
distraction
this.
and an illiterate, and you should work for Fox News or Kanye West. So please, dear, Donald Trump is useless. All of you racists in America are useless. Black lives still matter forever. Moving on. COVID, also another thing. We're in a very mysterious time.
Still here.
My countrywoman disgraced me this week.
Who's your countrywoman? Oh my god, that's so rad. Who's your country?
Dr. Stella Emanuel. Now, Dr. Stella Emanuel is a pediatrician. She's a doctor specializing and authorized to treat children and little kids. And she has greatest hits, which include you get cyst and fibrosis by sleeping with demons in your dreams.
Oh my god, it's what?
She also has other gems that include sex is a spiritual act. So when you have sex by yourself, demons join you.
Wait.
She has also,
Wait.
oh yeah, oh, you don't know about this lady?
How will I know about this shit like
Stella
this?
Emanuel is a
Is she black?
woman of my countryman. Is it a white person? She's a Nigerian or West African person, you know.
Is this like
Yeah.
international news? or
Happened
like-
this week. So there's a video that went viral. Tunde Ednos, who shares nonsense, shared it, and she was basically saying that the cure for COVID is hydroxychloroquine, and we should stop wearing masks. They should stop the lockdown because they can cure everybody. I'm like, Stella, and I was like, and our good friend shared it in our group chat,
So,
and I was like,
who's your good friend?
yeah. Who shares such information? If you were to think about the whole group chat, who would share? And we love you so much, person.
Okay,
Share
okay. I
this.
think.
This is not a drag. It's just that,
Don't
you
worry,
know,
don't say it.
let's just be sensitive in what we're sharing. Now, the issues, and I will rebut this with actual factual information because I studied science in the university.
You better.
And one of the things you learn is the importance of things like double-blind studies, experimentation, and a very important phrase that caused me to fail many a class. Causation does not equal correlation. Just because Michael ate beans and started jumping does not mean eating beans causes you to jump. You have to test for other factors before you get to the conclusion. Michael could have eaten beans, but maybe he had vodka. So you have to test for every variable. That is why people do things like double-blind studies. They do testing that takes months. It's not because they don't want the cure to come out. When you're dealing with human life, you cannot afford to make mistakes because if people start dying from whatever vaccine or cure, it's going to be on your head. When you're dealing with human beings, the risk is higher, so you have to test it rigorously. Now, I do admit, yes, there's some mishandling of the COVID issue by people like Donald Trump and people who, rather than facing the issue head on in the beginning, decided to lie and deflect. Look at Sweden. This is Sweden or many of the other countries that faced this from the beginning. They're open again.
Yeah.
America is still in wave 1.
Yeah.
So all they said was, listen, lock down so that this thing can pass. If the whole world had locked down at the same time, we would be coming out of this thing now. But Florida said, no, we want to go to the beach because there's microbe in the sand. that can heal us. Texas said we want to build swimming pool in the middle of the club to be doing a splish splash. Nigeria said we are doing curfew from 9 to 2 a.m. I don't know what that's supposed to solve. Maybe COVID is asleep in the after hours. People are just being silly. Mask, you will not wear mask. Say CO2. Masks do not give you CO2 poisoning. The filter does not filter out CO2 and oxygen. Dears. So please stop spreading that bullshit. Wear your mask. If you have asthma and it's hard to breathe through a mask, guess what? It's harder to breathe with COVID. So wear the fucking mask. Thank you so much and have a great day. Coronavirus is real. Sit in your house. Do what we need to do. And also, part of the reason why we're staying at home is not because everybody that gets COVID will die. It's because if you fill the hospitals with COVID patients, it is harder to treat everyone. People who have normal non-COVID illnesses can't get to the hospital, and you're causing a gridlock. Why is that so hard to understand? We're staying at home because we want the numbers to be low so that the hospitals are not overwhelmed and filled with patients, not because everybody that gets COVID will die. We know that the mortality rate is low, but it is expensive to treat, it takes time, and there are not enough beds. Shikena, so simple. Please, guys, people that go to medical school for 1 decade don't compare with Wikipedia. Stop citing bullshit. Listen to the doctors who you've listened to for years. For some reason, this year is different. I don't know what's going on. Please relax. Yeah. Um, where are we now? We've done that. Okay, two men that have names that begin with the letter N.
M.
N.
N.
For nose. N is also for Nick Cannon and Nobu Igwe. So, two men, different passports, different parts of the world, and different IQ levels, evidently.
I'm
So,
screaming.
Nick Cannon came under fire for some comments that were termed anti-Semitic. I don't agree with Viacom and the people that sacked him because I don't think there was anything particularly anti-Semitic with what he said.
No, but that's like people have said worse and they did not.
Thank you. Everybody on Fox News has said worse.
That's just what I feel.
And they're
That's
still
just.
there.
I feel like I might not really agree with everything how he said it.
I don't agree with everything he said because
I just
I'm
feel
not
like,
a hotep, but nothing he said was anti-Semitic.
So no, but me, I just feel like people have said worse and they didn't burn him just because he's black. That's why they're burning him like this.
I'm not Jewish, so I may not be able to know what he said. But he also had an interview with a rabbi, and
I didn't
there's some things-
really hear the rest.
I listened to the full thing because I wanted to know.
Okay.
There's some problematic things he said,
Yeah.
but he was not being anti-Semitic. Like if I say bitch, it doesn't mean I'm being misogynistic. Like people were focusing on the words he said. There's context behind what he said. Listen to the full clip. I think it's silly that Viacom and all these people wilding out is Nick Cannon show. And they've taken it away
And
from
give
him.
Ryan
He literally
Seacrest.
created that show.
And you want to give Ryan Seacrest.
Nobody will watch. Nick Cannon created that show for some, and they also refused. Same thing they tried to do with Mickey Lacole. They refused to give him the rights to the show, so he never actually owned the show. This is what the elite and business people want you to do. They want you to continue working for them. I'm stuttering too much, please. Let me talk professionally. So I want to be on Good Morning America. So, for Good Morning Nigeria. So, basically, people, in corporations don't want you to own anything so that they can do shit like this. If he owned Wilden Out, he would have been like, bye, I don't need you.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, Diddy, even though I hate him, has offered him a home on Revolt TV, a black-owned network. So, hopefully, I think the Canon will be fine. He's been making money since he was a teenager.
To be honest.
He's good, but I just feel like it was very messed up what they did to him. Now, to an N, who is the opposite of his name, Nobu Igwe, welcome to the floor. This happened probably like a week and a half ago. Now, I don't know Nobu Igwe personally. I've seen him in passing.
What a dummy.
I won't attack his height or his other physical attributes or his brain power. I will just focus on this tweet that he sent that made absolutely no sense. So Nobu tweeted something out that Igbo women are what? That they are very... What were the words exactly? I don't follow him, but he tweeted something
about
Igbo women
a few
being
years
very...
ago, when he tried to manipulate me, he ended up blocking me and I blocked. So I ended up blocking him and he blocked me back.
So you don't know anything about it?
I have not been around his news.
But anyway, I'll try and find
I
the
feel
tweet,
what he
but
tried,
we can't-
what he said basically was about how he
Igbo
tried
women
to,
like
he
money
tried
and
to,
this.
alluding to the fact that they call themselves Oriaku, which is just head of the home. Their job is to spend their husband's money and they don't work and things like that. Forgetting the fact that an Igbo woman brought him to this world, forgetting the fact that he married an Igbo woman who is even more wealthy than him. But let's forget that. Let's take it to the fact that how can you just open your mouth and say something so
About
stupid?
a
whole tribe, whole
tribe
nation.
of women.
It can be the people you experienced. Okay, let's be people that you experienced. But
That
let's
talks
not be
about
as
your
if
dating preferences, not the
at
tribe.
the end of the day. So let's not be that's
Yeah, so it was,
I don't
it
know
was
that
really silly.
he's an idiot.
It was really silly what he said. And I think that, in general, just to pivot off that a bit, the tribalism thing in Nigeria literally makes no sense because Michael and I are Igbo. We have friends that are Yoruba
American
and
now.
everything. Now,
We're
that
talking
one
to
is
the
your
blue.
business. Have you taken an evacuation flight? You are
Soon.
here.
Soon.
So,
They there.
what I'm saying is that there's no difference in how we are raised like there's some slight cultural differences like
Of
food
course,
and cultures.
of course.
But when it comes to
Even way of life, to be
behavior,
honest, I feel way of life can be different.
but your behavior is not determined by your tribe.
Of course.
You can steal whatever tribe you come from. You can lie whatever tribe you come from. You can be a gold digger whatever tribe you come from.
Plenty.
There's no Igbo training for gold diggers.
Exactly.
It's not specific.
There's no fattening room.
There's no fattening room. So for him to kind of make this statement, and everybody, because this whole IPOP thing is still going on, and people in Insta blog are always so Igbo people are the best. These people do this, and I think it's very silly. There are no behavioral differences that I have seen. Maybe people see other things. To me, everybody in Nigeria likes money. And even the thing about Igbo people and their relationship with money and banks dates back to the Civil War, which I think we need to do an episode on because people don't know about the Nigerian Civil War and how Igbo people were giving, was it $2 or how much? 10, it was a ridiculous amount. No matter how much money you owned or property you had before the war, you were given a flat rate as compensation, which was ridiculous. So Igbo people stopped keeping their money in banks because they didn't trust them, and they started building things in the east in their hometowns because in case anything should happen again, they would have wealth built up. That's the whole concept of going to the east. Why Igbo people go to the east a lot? Why Igbo people don't trust banks and are somehow with money? These are things that can be explained, right? Again, it's not just Igbo people like money.
Yeah.
There's nothing he said in that tweet thread that was factual, and he tried to defend it, and it was so silly. So please, no Ikwe. Like I don't even know. Goodbye. Next. Wow, my throat is on fire. And the last thing before we go into
Megan is actually an OG, to be honest. I just think about it like
Megan Thee Stallion.
yes, she's the only one that everybody really fucks with.
Yeah,
like
but she's
Beyonce sent her
17.
flowers, Nicki sent her flowers,
She's
Rihanna sent
unproblematic.
her flowers. Like I'm just like
She's on a show called Legendary, my dear. She cuts
I
across
finished
all
it.
boundaries.
I didn't
I'm
know
not
her styling
I'm
was
not interested.
horrible.
Her style-
Horrible.
EJ needs to go.
Horrible.
Megan Thee Stallion style is
Horrible.
not, he thinks that she's a Power Ranger villain.
Horrible.
He dresses
No,
her
I
like
spoke to my
Rita
friend. Shout out,
Repulsa.
I think it was even Daniel I spoke to. I don't know if I even talked to him about this when he was here. Shout out to Daniel. But like I think with styling, he talks about pulling power. What that means is if you are a
huge stylist,
agency,
Jason Bolden.
yes, but then you also have to forget most of these people are racist as well. They only open
And they
doors
don't make
to-
money for her. They
Chanel
don't make
doesn't
clothes
open.
for her body type.
Do you understand? So all their clothes are size 2, size 2, size 2. All the high end brands. Beyonce was. I remember Beyonce saying this in her CFDA award thing when she
Yeah.
won the award that most of the fashion houses didn't open their doors
doors to her, which is
country
wild.
country women.
That
Do you
Beyonce
understand?
would not be able to be styled by somebody.
So now the thing. So I'm just like her stylist can be doing the best with what he has or what's
God is not the best with what he has, though.
fair.
I feel like he can do a stronger job. So yeah, but I mean she's still amazing, but her style does need some work. And maybe, she again, I feel like people I also want to just preface this by saying that Megan has been out for 2 or 3 years, like in popular limelight. She's still trying to find her voice and her style. Because people say that she raps the same way. She has like one album and one mixtape. Like, do you want her to start changing her raps? Like, she's a young artist. She's finding her way. She's a young woman. So let's give her some space to grow. But that styling, girl, you need to fix it. Last but not least, the Emmy nominations. were released this week, and I am over the moon because the diversity, even though
Mm-hmm.
most nominees were still white, which is fine, but the diversity was present. People were seemingly rewarded. And now, the thing with acting and with shows is that it is somewhat subjective on who is the best. And
Okay.
that's why I don't like that term. I feel like they should just have like something like honorable mentions where like these are all the good performances of the year, even though only one person won. Because this year especially, I don't know what I mean, I know what was in the TV gap.
Or
Like
what the
people
yardstick
were
is.
given opportunities. Black women, white women, trans people, so many different people were given chances to tell their stories and they did excellent jobs. So
Okay.
we had a huge pool, little fires everywhere, big little lies, Pose, Miss Maisel, Miss America, um, Watchmen, How to Get Away with Murder. Viola Davis wasn't even nominated. That's how strong this year was. Handmaid's Tale, like so many strong shows have come forward, and I'm so happy that people are pushing themselves. Angela Bassett was also nominated for a thing. I'm so happy. Regina King continues to kill it. Kate Blanchett, excellent in Mrs. America. Billy Porter, a contested nomination for Pose, which I understand all the criticisms. I don't feel like any of the Pose actresses are on the level of Kate Blanchett, and not on the level like they can't act to. In the show Pose, their performance was not what Kate Blanchett gave. Now, I had a
I
discussion
disagree,
with my
sir.
friend.
Yeah.
Have you watched Miss America?
No.
Then hush.
Okay.
So I was talking with my friend Noble, and he was saying that there's certain actresses. Shout out to Noble. Always have the best conversations with Noble. That Jennifer Aniston wasn't too strong on the morning show. Like, and I agree. Yes, there were like two actresses that could have been swapped for specifically Angelica Ross or um, what's Electra, the actress that plays Electra. I don't know her name, but the Dominic something,
Dominic,
yeah.
yeah,
So
Jackson.
because they
Yeah.
did very good jobs. I don't think MJ Rodriguez is a particularly strong actress, and Angel nothing remarkable this season.
No, I give
So
MJ Rodriguez a lot. Though. She tried. She did.
I don't. I don't see it. Not in the like.
Fair.
You need to watch Little Fires Everywhere. You need to watch all these other shows that people were nominated. Watchmen. Watchmen was a revolutionary show. Regina King acted her ass off in that show. So I think again because it's subjective, right?
Fair.
And Pose has gotten a lot of accolades. Pose has gotten magazine like there's so many things Pose has gotten that I feel like the Emmy is a snub. The Emmy is painful, but they've won so much that
Okay.
they shouldn't take it as they think they are not good enough. Everyone knows that Pose is a fucking amazing show. It's doing actually it didn't do too well in the ratings because stuff. But Pose is doing a lot. Pose is doing a lot of good in the trans community. It's doing good for ballroom culture. Legendary. All these shows are coming out, I would say, because of Pose.
Yeah, of course.
Pose has done so much for Angelica Ross, for all the actors and the actresses on the show. Um, Laverne Cox was nominated. I don't know why, but because in this season of Orange is the New Black, she didn't really do much. So, but I'm happy to see a trans person there. Yeah, but Pose, I'm not disputing that Pose is a good show. Pose is amazing. I love Pose. Pose made me cry almost every episode.
Yeah.
But this year was stacked. Like I would say, okay, Stranger Things can be because I don't know why Stranger Things was nominated. Stranger Things is not that strong a show that can go. But there are really good shows like The Boys that had no nomination. Like there are shows that were good. Handmaid's Tale she wasn't nominated. Handmaid's Tale is an amazing show, worldwide acclaim. So I think sometimes, right, it's subjective. So don't like I was telling you earlier, don't take it to mean that they say their work is not good enough. It's
Okay.
just like they should have been nominated. Yes, I agree. I would have celebrated them, but they shouldn't because Angelica Ross was crying, on her Instagram about a larger issue, not just the Emmys. And I understand the pain that the trans community feels, but I think we're seeing changes being made. Definitely, Laverne Cox has been nominated for four Emmys twice at this point. That's history, you
Yeah.
know. And Billy Porter is a legendary actress. Wow, sorry,
Mm-mm.
he's a legendary actor.
Are you?
and he deserves to be nominated. He won last year, so also there are other factors that go into this. And wow, we've spoken about a lot too, and we still have wow. Oh yeah, dear, we need to take a break at this point to drink water. And we're going to come back and end the show. If you've liked what you've heard so far, please comment, interact, share your favorite snippet on your story, and tag us. We will repost you. And yeah, I love that Netflix has acquired the rights to almost all the hit black shows, and I'm so happy
Netflix
because
is really their bag.
Netflix, and that's why I'm trying to get in there because that bag is large. It's like Santa. I want to get some goodies for Christmas. So, yeah, we're going to take a break and I'm back to talk about Kanye West and the
Yeah.
NDDC to end the show.
Yeah,
So,
guys.
come right back. Hey guys, I have a new service I'm excited to tell you about today. So, as a content creator, I know that sometimes it can be hard, to get the funds to keep your business going. So, there's a new platform I would like to tell you about called SHUKRAN. SHUKRAN. It was developed by a podcaster and content creator and seeks to reward content creators for their content. So, how does this work? Basically, there's a link in your bio on your episode notes, and your listeners or your viewers can click that link and tip you to thank you for your service in any amount. Now, if you would like to join, I will put a link below. You go to useshukran.com, USESHUKRAN.com, and you can sign up and start getting tips. And if you would be so generous as to tip us and you love us for making you laugh all the time, you can follow the second link below to give us a tip. And we thank you for your support so far. So use Shukran, get tipped. Now on with the show. All right, guys, we're back. Yeah, this will be a longish episode. So, guys, but you haven't seen us or heard from us in so long. So we hope you're happy. I know when I hear from the read next, I'm going to be so happy.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I hope it's a 4 hour episode because the read has been away for some time. Sending out love and light. Ooh, love and light. That's the name of a new segment. So from now on, every week I will be having a segment called Love and Light where I
Oh,
will
yeah, yeah.
post something positive to brighten up the pandemic. Yeah. So this week in Love and Light, oh my God, look at innovation. Am I not smart? BET Africa, what's up? Anyway, BET and E Africa, their headquarters is in South Africa. I will go.
You are stupid.
So, pranking my African dad. If you haven't seen these videos, they're so funny and they will really brighten up your day. There's this Nigerian, I believe, child in America who always pranks his dad, and he does it by singing punk rock songs in his father's face at the drop of a hat. They're really funny. Just search "pranking my African dad." We will have a clip on our Instagram page, so you can go there and check it out. But that really has made me happy this week. Love and light to you all. Have a nice day. Yeah. Now, now moving to the madness. I want to talk about two things in a bit more detail, just like 10 minutes, not too long each, but the highlights. I want to talk about mental health today, and the two stories. So we're doing mental health, and wait, Mike, what happened to your laptop? Why don't you have a case?
Is that what we're talking about?
I just know. Wow, Mike. Wow. Anyway, yeah, rich. So I want to talk about mental health, and I want to talk about corruption.
Why did you just decide to drag my laptop on this program
No, no,
now?
I literally just saw it now and I was like, wow. I'm sorry, apologies. It's beautiful.
You're
So,
stupid.
mental health, I want to highlight two stories. One, Kanye West, and two, there's a gentleman called Izu, or Z, if you are from Europe. But it's a story that has been trending on Twitter for disturbing reasons. So I'll start with Kanye because it's very brief, and we dragged him so many times. Kanye West decided to run for president some time ago, and he's gone on several tirades and tantrums. This week, I believe he and Kim were seen reconciling, and they were in tears. I think that should have been done in the home, but again, it doesn't really matter what I think. This family is clearly going through a lot. Kanye has been dealing with mental health issues for some time. He's been public about it and being medicated. And I've seen people clown him, which is ridiculous. But also at some point, he has to get help. He has to be removed somewhere to get treatment because Kanye is going off the rails. His last speech, he spoke about how Harriet Tubman did not actually free slaves, but she like it's just crazy. Like he's been saying so many off-cuff things about how his daughter will never do Playboy and how Kim almost aborted her. Is that what he
No,
was
how
saying?
his mom always aborted him, but his dad saved his mom or
That is
something like
it's
that.
crazy. And he also lost his mom, which still has an effect on him. So I understand, that Kanye is going through a lot. But at some point, as adults, we have to start taking responsibility for our lives. So he has the money and the access
Mm-hmm.
to get the help he needs. So at this point, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. This has gone on for almost 3 years now. He's done music. He did his Sunday service. I said it was creepy and weird. You all said he's leading people to Jesus. I said, okay. I thought there was something wrong with that because it's a
Experiment.
very cult like behavior. He has recently bought a ranch, and there are rumors that he's trying to build some kind of community. This sounds like the following a Fox TV show about cults. And I'm not too comfortable with what Kanye is doing because he's unstable and you cannot lead
Fair,
people. He's
fair. When you're unstable.
the bottom line is this man is unstable. He needs help. He needs to get help. This even take politics out. He is not fit to run a country, no matter what his views are. You cannot be, oh my God, today China pisses me off. Let's go and bomb them.
That's
You can't do that.
fair.
You have to be careful. Like Donald Trump has made this seem as if politics was wrong for being structured and
Yeah.
measured. Wars are started over words. If you say something nasty to somebody and they come and blow up your country, that's not normal. People think that because Trump says it like it is, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You should, as a leader of millions of people, you have to be measured and tactical and smart about what you say. You do not start wars unnecessarily. China closed the U.S. embassy recently in retaliation to all the US has been doing. These are the issues that arise, and these issues affect. They gave the people there 72 hours to leave the country. His actions affect other people, so you have to be careful. Kanye West is unfit to lead any country. None. Those of you saying you vote for him, I think you're all very silly. Please let this man get the help he needs. No music, no TV, no presidency. Go and get the money. There's a very pricey rehab. Is in London. It looks amazing, and he can afford it. I think he should go there.
Are you
You have a living. I'm sure. So it's in a penthouse apartment. Everybody gets a penthouse apartment with a living therapist that lives with you. You have a chef that makes all your meals, and they test you to find the best meals for your mood. My dear, it's a rich man something. There's sauna, there's gym. And it's just good there. He has the money. So and I also find it funny that people are saying that, oh, we're not letting Kanye West support Donald Trump when Chrisette Michelle has no career for the same reason.
I'm
It
screaming.
just shows me the ways in which people disrespect black women, as always. All this woman did was sing at an inauguration and get, was it 100,000? A little money to pay her rent. And you cancelled Chrisette Michelle. Till today, her career has not been the same. She went and spoke about how she almost committed suicide, how her family was so harsh. And Kanye West has not received the same treatment. His albums still go number one. He's doing very well. And he's doing much more than just singing for Trump. So I think we should
Yeah.
examine, even in the response to Megan as well, the way you guys treat women sometimes, and this includes other women too, is very shameful. Christian Michelle has no career. Travis Green, someone who frequents Nigeria, specifically House on the Rock,
I'm
almost every
screaming.
month, also performed for Trump. His career is booming. No repercussions. Think about that, guys. Kanye West, don't run for anything unless you are running to the psych ward. Thank you so much. Moving on. Um, Second mental health issue, which is, I mean, they're both serious, but this also has to do with rape and false rape accusations. Before I go on, I'm going to say that unequivocally, because people keep on, every time I talk about this, people start saying, oh, you're saying that you support false allegations. I'm not saying that. So I say now, the woman who falsely accused this man of rape should be held accountable. She should be prosecuted. Fine, whatever the law she broke is, it needs to be. She needs to suffer the consequences for what she did. And if there's no law, one should be made. Please note this: 1 minute, 1 hour, 25 minutes. That's when I said this. Nobody should come and write any
I'm
nonsense anymore
screaming.
because I will insult you. I don't have energy for nonsense today. She should. What she did was wrong. You do not accuse people falsely for rape, especially in a climate like this where it is already very delicate. And I will also push back on the feminists on Twitter who say things like it's only 5% of rape allegations that are false. That's the more reason why you should nip this in the bud before it becomes a bigger issue. I'm not saying that it should deviate from the conversation, but it is easier now to nip. Like, do you want to wait till 50% of rape allegations are false before you take it seriously? Like, I'm not saying they take it on their head, but I'm just saying stop disregarding. Because many feminists on Twitter who accuse this boy did not post any retraction, did not post any apology, and they are not dragging the girl now because oh my god, most rapes are real. That's not the
Yeah.
point. The point is that this girl lied on somebody for something he did not do, and she must be held accountable. So any girl or anybody, male or female, who tweeted out an accusation at this young gentleman needs to say something and hold this girl accountable publicly the way you shamed him. If he was guilty, I will not be saying this, but he's not guilty. And we also need to examine. I don't have all the answers because,
Yeah, we are human beings. We are not,
but
we don't know everything.
we have to think deeply about. We spoke about cancel culture
Yeah.
and the tendency we have to just not be rational. I've
Yeah.
done it as well. I
Yeah.
jump on bandwagon sometimes. I'm trying to be more measured,
Lord knows, same.
So please, guys, let's be careful with what we push. And if you're wrong, say you are wrong. Do not hide behind and say, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. No. I'm calling on all, wow, that sounds very,
I'm
I'm
calling
calling
on.
on all
I'm
feminists and
screaming.
all people who to tweet out about this girl and publicly shame her because
You
she
say you're calling on people to
contributed,
shame her.
huh?
You're calling on everybody to shame her. Is that what
Yeah,
you
to
said?
publicly shame her because or prosecute her, whatever. She has to suffer for this because this boy is dead because of her.
Yeah.
Not solely because of her, but she contributed to his death.
Yeah.
And I've said all this so that nobody will come and tell me when I get to the mental health part that oh, it's a false rape story because I've said I will insult you. Me, I don't have time for stress. My mouth is very sharp.
We know.
So now we're moving on to the mental health part. I watched the video of Izu and it was very painful to watch because as somebody who has been in therapy, has struggled with mental health, has at one point wanted to commit suicide. I understand the mindset and what gets you to that point. I understand being in a place where you feel like you have no other option than to leave this planet. It's something that people don't understand until you've experienced it once and you get it. So me, whenever someone says that, I get where they're coming from. He made a video saying that for 3 years he's been struggling with his mental health. He's been in therapy. Thankfully, he was in therapy. I can't speak for how his parents or his sisters or siblings felt. I hope they were supportive.
Yeah.
But I just want to use his story because the rape allegation was what broke the camel's back for him, and he was like, "There's no point being here because he was put on a list of sex offenders for God's sake." And he messaged the girl, he posted the screenshots. The girl, I also feel like that girl, please, you're very reckless. If someone says who accused me, let me defend myself, your response should not be go and message all your previous partners to find out who. Like, what if it was false? So he wouldn't know who this person is. If you levy a case in court, you can't say, oh, go and find the accused.
Open
You
room for
bring
them
the
to,
person,
yeah.
this is who is accusing you. Did you do this? Defend yourself. So she handled this incredibly wrong. I'm just saying again, I know we're being savage. I know rape is incredibly wrong. I know people now are very, have no room for rapists. But let's just be a bit careful in how we operate. And I know even Sega Link this week too did some very
What
stupid
What a
things.
stupid man.
He's so sick. Again, what's common between all these men? They are short.
So short
Don't
men do better.
don't
So
drag short
Link to
men.
this week, and we'll talk about that next week because the episode is already long. But Link was also doing some stupid shit this week. So yeah, just be careful because that girl could have handled this better. And I'm just like using this as a point of contact
Yeah.
to just let everyone know that mental health is important. If you're struggling in some way, there's Talkspace, there's NDD Health, there's Mentally Aware NG. There are so many resources that you can find online. Most of them are virtual now due to the pandemic, so you can even access therapists in any part of the world that suits. If you are trans, if you are whatever you are, you can find a therapist that will match your needs. Please don't struggle through things by yourself because you know it can be rough and killing yourself. I know if you're going through this now, I know how I sound, but it's not the answer and it doesn't really solve anything because there's 7 billion people in this world. If 1% of the world supports you, that's how many million people. You don't need as many people as you think to support you
Yeah.
to go far in life. You just need to find your tribe of people, stick to them, and grow as a group. Don't necessarily seek love and validation from everybody, especially not on the internet. And speak to people, speak to a therapist, speak to a counselor. Check yourself in if you feel like you will harm yourself
Mm-hmm.
when you're still cognizant before it
Fair.
gets too
Fair.
deep. Because this story, I watched this video and it really broke my
I
heart.
couldn't finish it.
I watched the whole 6 minutes and I was like, he was so calm. He was just talking like he was talking to his friends. Like,
Yeah.
oh, by the time you read this, I'll be dead. I was like, what? Like, how do you even go about like, well, I don't want to go into it because I don't want my mood today to be
It's
whatever.
deep.
But it was like this story really hurts me because after it was released, every publication posted, "This is what fake rape allegations do to men. Feminists are witches. They are killing men. Men, 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 men." And no publication I saw mentioned that this boy had struggles with his mental health. That is a vital part of this story. One part is that he was falsely accused of rape. It is wrong. The other part is that this guy had mental health struggles. Somebody out there can be going through the same thing and you wasted out a chance to connect to them. This platform may not be as big as Pulse, I will call them, or The Sun or Punch, but the people we are reaching, please know that you're not the only one that's going through this. They may have chosen for whatever reasons to leave out the fact that this boy was struggling with mental health. He didn't mention what it was, whether it was stress or schoolwork or deep or whatever they call it. And then he hadn't say it. I'm getting flustered. I'm getting very whew, okay. Yeah, but please guys, know that there are resources for you and like I told someone, like anything could have been the straw that broke it for him. It could have been a bad grade, it could have been the loss of his parents. So while false rape accusations are wrong, that's not the crux. Michael, if you sleep, I'll beat you.
No, no,
That's
I was
not.
doing, I was
That's
doing
not.
something. I was doing something. No,
That's not the crux of the
that's so
issue.
stupid.
It is two pronged: mental health and the false rape accusation, and also
Yeah.
knowing that if something triggers you, please don't do something drastic. It's hard to hear it now. Reach out to someone. The people that care about you. There's at least one person that cares about you.
Not that I just
You know.
for me, it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. Rest in peace, Izu. But my own thing, yeah, like you spoke of. But I just feel like first of all, I can't really see people to me. I can't tell somebody don't kill. Like I would hope that people don't kill themselves, but at some point in time, I feel like how they process it
Yeah,
is
that's why
like
I said that.
they have
I
to say
probably
it. They
sound like I'm
cannot.
stupid.
Do you get? So I don't want to say the wrong thing, but like, and I'm not encouraging people to kill them. Please don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
But I just feel like sometimes I've learned this thing really. I learned this really late. But I'm the kind of person that whenever things hit the fan or whenever stuff like I don't
You
I
recede into
yeah,
yourself.
before initially I act out or I put out a statement or I do something or I just learn to be still and just like wait for the most logical thing to do. Do you get what I'm saying? I just feel like people should apply that to different things. And to be honest, nobody has ever accused me of rape. I don't know how it feels, so I cannot really say. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Till
But
you know, till it
just think
happens
about
to
being accused of
you.
something that you didn't do.
No, but I'm just saying
Period.
no. But I'm just saying it's crazy to assume, like, you can never know how that feels because it's not you. It's not your name. People are reaching out and messaging and sending threats because it's a thing where the situation we are now with how sensitive on Twitter is. Once they call you, as in once your name has been called, some people wait for proof. Some people don't wait for proof. Some people believe their friends. Some people don't believe their friends. It depends on everything, how the manner of how you're being called out and everything. So I'm just like, it's tricky.
Yeah,
A
it
lot
is.
of rape apologists are not going to use this boy's death to negate everything and every type of progression that we have been able to do to call out people who have actually raped people. And I'm like, you can't use this boy's death to do something like that. That's somebody just died.
Yeah.
You don't want anytime they rape somebody now, they will not bring up this dead boy's
That's
name.
what has been happening.
Do you get what I'm trying
That's
to say?
what has been happening.
So I'm just like, it's so stupid. But I wish everybody would have sense. But my dear, I'm not Father Christmas and I'm not God.
Yeah.
So I'm used to being disappointed on the internet. But I'm just like, it's really sensitive and there's no really right answer. I just wish better for people, to be honest. That's the best thing I can do.
Yeah, please, and just I think we've said
You sound
so
so
much,
smart.
like,
Jesus, yes.
because we are actually intelligent.
How come I'm single?
Yeah, sure. Because it doesn't have to do with intelligence. But when we have emotional intelligence, but we don't have
I'm not emotional available.
we don't have dating intelligence. But, yeah, so guys, rest in peace, Israel. This is really sad. And if you're on Twitter, like, the gag is that many of the men who are now saying women are killing men don't care about mental health. They clown men that care about their mental health. So I think it's ironic that this is your new savior and your champion when you would have clowned him if he tweeted that he was depressed and sad.
Yep.
And this was someone who, doesn't subscribe to what. Anyway, just like, let's do better, guys. Be careful. Don't accuse people falsely. Try to be a bit more nuanced. I'm trying this as well. Unless you're Drea and I see the video with your stupid mouth. Otherwise, like, even that one, I don't want Drea to die. I don't want her to kill herself. Just like, don't say that again.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I was going to end on a very comedic note.
Yeah.
We have it seems like the National Theatre Association has moved their office to the NDDC because, girl, we got a performance.
I'm so screaming.
Of a lifetime.
I'm so dead. Try to come and arrest us.
This story is not funny but I've passed the point of anger because at this point, I know next week there'll be something to be angry about in Nigeria again.
Fair.
Was it 25 billion? 25 billion, I think, is how much they stole and it's unaccounted for.
Nigeria.
25 billion with a B naira is unaccounted for by the NDDC.
I'm obsessed my parents enter politics.
Which is...
Because
listen,
I just like, what the fuck?
One of the guys, his daughter is someone who I went to Louisville with, and I don't
I'll message her like, hi, what is your
because
father
I'll be
doing?
like, what's your dad doing? I can imagine how she feels if she's not a thief as well.
Do you need to take a trip to Mauritius so we can calm down?
Let's go and bond. Yeah,
let's go.
I'm a shoulder. Here's my shoulder. You can lean on me with your Amex. So, So on a serious note, Nigeria continues to disappoint me greatly. Last night, something happened to someone that we know, and now we don't even know where to start to get justice because this country is so deeply rotten. 25 billion or more was unaccounted for. That was supposed to be for coronavirus and health stuff. Until today, the head of the NDDC, what's his stupid name? He has one. I wish I knew his name so I could shame him in public. Decided to put on a show, like we were watching Greenleaf in the House of the Floor.
I'm so dead.
He attended. We'll put the video or the picture on our page as well. And he pretended to faint when he was asked to defend what he did with billions of naira, some of which was paid for things like consultancy. What the fuck is consultancy that takes billions?
Girl.
He said palliatives to the staff. Meanwhile, the people of the country cannot buy rice. You are giving your staff, and I also hate the word palliative. Who created that word? Can we remove it from the dictionary? Palliative sounds like a sexual thing, girl, and it might be. You never know. But
so stupid.
Yeah. So our country continues to be a joke.
Your country.
And a few days after that, there was another instance of someone saying, "Oh, I'm a VI guy, and you live on the mainland." In the Senate, talking about a senator, like, it's crazy. For those of you who have seen the videos, you know what I'm talking about. This country is a joke. I don't want to be here anymore. Or at least I want to be one leg in, one leg out, because we talk about the potential. There are many brilliant minds here. There are many great people here.
Mm-hmm.
But the country is not conducive to your growth. It's not conducive to your success.
Mm-hmm.
It's not conducive to you being Emmy nominated. Yvonne
Mm-hmm.
Orji will not have been actually, my dear sister, I know we have had our differences in the past, but congratulations to Yvonne Orji.
Well, what
Like,
do you mean? What do you mean differences?
that her special was very one kind.
Really?
Yeah, because her Nigerianisms are the Nigerianisms of a foreigner, not of
Fair.
someone. So it will always seem cringe to us, but to a Nigerian American, they will get it. So to me, it was a bit cringy. But she's undeniably talented. Yvonne Orji was Emmy nominated for Insecure in what I believe was their best season, and we'll talk about that in a future episode. But congratulations to Yvonne Orji. Congratulations, my words, to Yvonne Orji. Keep hiding, keep striving. But if she was here, I don't know if she would. Do we have any Emmy nominees in Nigeria?
Hmm?
No.
No.
There's so
Do
many
we?
industries, not in from Nigerian movies. I mean, now with Netflix, I'm hoping that the international things can move into at least Golden Globes. Let's get somewhere. But the point I'm saying is that Nigeria is not conducive to the development of its people. Every medical school you go to, the top doctors in the class, who are they? Nigerian. Top of any class anywhere in the world, there's at least one Nigerian there. And not to say that education is the most important thing, but Nigerians flourish. Even Mikey, when he was in London, your experience working, I'm saying your experience working in London, I'm sure was much more comfortable than having to work here. Because by the time you think about Uber and generator and this one, and you are just tired. And our leaders, do you know how much 25 billion could have gone towards education? Students can't do remote learning because we don't have the Wi-Fi capacity. Can you imagine that? Nine Mobile, are you listening? MTN, what's up?
So just smile.
Do you want to sponsor us?
Smile.
Smile just went off for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. And after I paid,
Hey,
as I paid, they went off.
I don't know what's going on in this country. But it's funny, but it's not funny because
It's not funny.
there are 200 million people here, and people are being stifled. People are not being able to create and live the lives they want to for many reasons. And someone yesterday was Nedu, my new buddy, Nedu, the comedian, said on Instagram Live yesterday that Nigerian politicians are lions, right? And they see us as meat. So they don't care about your tribe, all they care is that they are here to eat and devour all of us and collect our money. And it's very sad because, it seems like a cycle that won't end. Buhari, in his incompetence, yeah, I said it, come and arrest me, you won't pass my gate, said that his administration is all about anti-corruption. How much money has been stolen under Buhari? Can we count it? All the recovered Abacha loot, where is it today?
I feel like you're just ranting now.
Yeah, because this is what this country brings out in my spirit. Yeah, so please, guys, there's no message here. This country is doomed. Piece of shit. The NDDC, arrest all of them. They must produce that money from wherever. If it's a snake that ate it, bring the snake. Go and call Eve. Bring the snake. Yeah, we want to see it. We'll open the stomach. Snakes don't take months to digest their things.
I'm screaming.
It's insane because we go from cycle to cycle, from story to story, and it doesn't change. They're still stealing money. We still don't have infrastructure. The roads are still terrible. We had 4 months to build our roads when the traffic on the road was less. Guess when they closed Third Milan Bridge? Last week is when they closed Third Milan Bridge for repairs. Since March, we have been at home. It's when the country is reopening, they decided to close Third Milan Bridge, a major motorway from the island to the mainland. This country is wicked. Our leaders are wicked. And I don't know if you believe in hell or wherever, but that's where every single one of them is going. I hope Abacha is being tortured and used to make small chops wherever he is. Because the things people do to the people of this country is wickedness.
I'm screaming.
And the stupid Nigerians who choose to focus on feminists and gay people and trans people as the root of the problems and not face their governments, you are also stupid. So I wish all of you the best of luck in this zoo that I will soon be leaving. you know, hopefully. I mean, saying all this also, I want to effect change, but I also don't know how to do it because it's very hard to fight against this system. It's not easy. And most people are like, I have one life to live. I have to care about myself and my family. So I'm not going to risk my life for this country because it's not worth it most times. But I hope if you feel inspired, girl, carry the torch. I have it, take it. But I'm handing the torch to you through your phone. Have you collected it?
That's
Those that
great.
want to collect it. All right, have a
Never.
nice run.
I'm dead.
I'm going to collect a visa. That's what you can hand me a visa and I will hand you my torch. And we can exchange positions. I am done with this country. I am over Nigeria. I don't know what to do again. I'm making changes in my community and in my people. Everybody else, good luck. Tala,
I'm
have a nice
working.
day.
I'm running on vibes and inshallah.
And Suya. A happy Salah to those who are celebrating. Send us ram P.O. Box, Shukran. I don't know, we don't have a PO box, but please have a happy Salah celebration. This is the big Salah, so don't let your friends lie to you. This is the one where they kill ram. So anybody that tells you, oh, this is not the one they kill ram, go and collect your ram meat from your friends. Happy Salah. Sadly, people can't go for Hajj this year because of the pandemic, but to all our Muslim listeners, have a lovely celebration and yeah, find some peace and joy in these trying times. But still, fuck Nigeria, fuck our leaders. You people are dangerously wicked. And the heart of man in the Bible that's dangerously wicked is the heart of a Nigerian leader. That's the heart God was talking about. Yeah. So we've come to the end of the show. Almost 2 hours, but in your commute past Third Milan Bridge now takes 2 hours anyway. So what do you have
I'm
to
dead.
lose? You can just play us, and from one end of the bridge, we'll be with you on Echo Bridge to the end. Have a great week. We will see you next week. Unfailingly,
Black is King next tomorrow. We can't wait for
Black
that.
is King is coming out this weekend, Friday, the 31st. And we might do a watching situation, and because there's a way that you can stream on Zoom and YouTube at the same time and all that stuff.
No
So
wahala.
we'll see. Probably not, to be honest.
My dad is traveling, so you can come and stay
Okay.
over mine or something.
Okay,
We can do
that's a
something.
party plan in the works. I
Yeah.
like the sound of that. So have a great week. See you next week. Comment and share. I feel like this episode was, pretty loaded because there was a lot we spoke about. So whatever resonates with you, let us know. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook,
Don't follow me. Give me
Podbean,
money.
everywhere. The class prefects. Find me, find Mikey, and yeah.
Oh my god! So everybody who messaged me that they read them because I know the next episode, two people messaged me from my and they were like, "Oh, they love the episode. I'm sorry for my noodles. Thank you so much." Whenever I see things like that, I usually
You see?
I thank you for.
We
messaging.
love
Like,
interacting.
whenever
Did you respond to them?
Of course. Are you? Well, let not come here and say it when I didn't respond to
I'm
them.
asking.
I stupid. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so thank you for all the interactions. Have a great week. Love and light. Check out Pranking My African Dad. And your homework for this week is to be nuanced in your conversations and remember mental health. That's A and B. Please, take care of yourself and take care of one another. Till next time, comrades.
Bye, girl.